Here we go.
Oh, it's not connected to my headphones.
Jesus, about time, dude.
Hold on. It's not connected.
What?
There we go. Oh, yeah. Sorry. It wasn't connected to my headphones. Sorry.
It's about time. What's kept you, fella? It's 5 past.
You said hold up 5 minutes.
Yeah, that was totally my fault. I was sitting having my dinner.
Oh, and now the phone's cutting out. This is the world we live in.
Is it actually?
Oh, no, there you are. I can hear you again now.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on. I'll put that phone next to me there so I can hear it. I was just sitting having my dinner.
Okay. That's
and
nice.
then I was like, oh, what's the time? I looked, I was like, oh shit, I'm supposed to be recording a podcast in 2 minutes. And I ran off. Of course, Pamela was like, I love how you're panicking. Like, you've nothing to do. You've set your own deadline, and now you're panicking. I'm like, what? Well, we need deadlines. The world needs deadlines.
The world does need deadlines.
That's what.
Do you want to hear a bit of ASMR? Can you? I don't know if you can hear this.
Okay, go for it.
Let's see if we can hear it. Was that good? Did you hear that?
Pop the cap off a bottle or something?
Yeah. Can you guess what colour the bottle opener is that I used?
Gold.
Oh, look at that! Amazing.
I can see it. I can see it right there behind you.
I bet you can't guess what beer I'm drinking there.
Hobgoblin.
No.
Actually, I was right. It's you.
To be fair.
Is it a good beer or a shit beer?
It's Mother's Day today, and my mum always used to drink Beck's. So she's no longer with us. So I thought, well, what's the nearest thing to having a mother? Well, it's a bottle of Beck's.
Bottle of Beck's.
Well, my mother.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So
true.
Cheers to Mum.
Cheers, Mrs. Say.
Oh, she wasn't ever a Mrs. Say.
Was she not? What was she?
No. I'm a total bastard.
Oh fuck. What was she then? A Mrs. what?
She was Miss or Ms. King.
Oh right.
My granddad's name. So that never happened.
Say. I know. I'm just thinking, what sounds cooler? Ryan King, Ryan Say.
I think Ryan Say is pretty cool.
Bell end, regardless. So.
Oh wow, there we go. We're straight in. All right, cockface, how you been? Oh, I'm fine. Bell end.
Anyway, I liked your Mother's Day post today. That was quite good.
Well, yeah. She got away
Fitting.
lightly. Passed away in 2016, and now I'm thinking, well, you got away with it, you know.
I've always found Mother's Day to be. I've said it before on other things I've done, but Mother's Day for me is the most stressful day of the year. It's like my mom always had this attitude-y, that doesn't sound right, this approach to it where it was like, and she's like this with everything, but it's not what you do or what you buy, it's she's strong about the thought. Yeah.
All right.
It's the thought, right? And it's like, it's what thought you put into it. So if you buy something that's really perfect and really expensive, but you haven't put a lot of effort into it, then she's not happy about it.
Yeah.
And if it's something that you haven't put that you put loads of effort into, but it's shit, then sometimes she thinks you haven't put a lot of effort into it. I mean, she doesn't like draw lines and rules and shit. But it was just, as a kid, I was always like, oh, I can never get this right. But as I've grown older, I think what I've worked out is that generally it was me that fucked it up.
Yeah.
And I was like to do with her.
So this year, did you make her some steps for the garden?
No,
because that takes time.
I just one-wheeled past her house and threw a card through the door, through the dog flap, and then shouted in the door. Of course,
yeah.
Happy Mother's Day.
Oh, because you can't see your parents, can you?
I can. I can see them physically, but I can't go
looking
around.
Looking out the window.
Yeah, I have to just sort of stand. There?
Oh, it's like that thing. Have you ever seen? I think it's called Midnight Express. You know, where the guy gets wrongly accused for dealing drugs in Turkey and gets put into prison there. Oh, and there's just him and his when his girlfriend his wife comes to see him. Well, it's a borderline sex scene, so I don't know where I was going with that and your parents, but it was there's a hand touch through a window and
classic.
A bit of boob.
Oh,
so,
right.
There you go.
Yeah, and my mum and I don't do that.
Yeah, that was a silly place to take that, really.
Sweet baby.
But there
Jesus.
We go. So happy Mother's Day to all mothers. If you're watching this, if you're a mum and watching this, happy Mother's Day. If you have one, happy Mother's Day. If you had one, happy
Generally, happy Mother's Day.
Yeah, there we go.
So Yeah, there you
get on
go.
with
So,
this.
anyway, had a good day apart from that. All good.
You know what? This coronavirus malarkey, I have never been this busy in my life in a day. Because obviously Yasmin, being a personal trainer, a lot of her stuff has now gone online, and especially after the news today, you can't go outside training people anymore. We're on virtual lockdown, almost lockdown. Okay. So a lot of her clients are now online, and we've started doing webinars for online training, and it takes a lot. It's a lot of work to set that up and want to do it properly. Admittedly, the video side I do go overkill just a tad, but it's good practice for me. I enjoy doing it, and but yeah, these last few days, I had no brain power left for myself. I haven't even had time to play Red Dead Redemption, which I bought. No, I panic balked. I panic bought a PS4 so I could just mong out and play, no monging, and and so now I don't even get a chance to do that. So I have to make time to mong out. Isn't that funny?
I watched your story today, and it looked pretty intense, like setting all that shit up. And I like that you were just kind of going for it, like just from the word go. Here's 4 things we're doing, 3 of which I've never done before, nor know if they'll work. But sure, when's better to test it than live on a job?
Well, yeah. Well, you know how we always said, never make your clients your guinea pig, and we just always go. We say that, but we never implement it in any degree. So if there are any clients watching, we know exactly what we're doing, and just trust us. Yeah.
And you know what you're doing now. So
right now, it's taken us 6 days to get this right.
I'm not talking about this. We haven't got a fucking clue. I've just turned my headphones down now. Like just there now.
I turned my headphones down, so hopefully that's the. There was a bit. If you're watching, is it episode 5 that was yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah, episode 5. There was a bit of echo, and a bit of lack of footage.
Yeah. So just to clarify,
let's address that right now.
Just to address what happened
and apologise
there for the folks at home who are thinking, what in tarnations happened there? Long story short, Ryan forgot to empty his card, so it filled up. But just as it filled up, I forgot that my camera times out after 29 minutes and 59 seconds, and I'm supposed to hit record again, and I didn't. So I was laughing at him, and then realised I'd screwed it up myself. So my bad on that. Not the first time I've done it. I'm gonna have a look and see if, because you're shooting on an A6600, yeah?
I am, yeah.
And I'm shooting on A7 III. How the hell are you able to record that? Have you changed the setting?
No. I think it's just a new thing that they're doing.
Right, I'm gonna go and have a look and see if you can do it on an A7 III, because it's piss irritating. I get it, but it's also piss irritating.
I think on my old A6500, and I think it was the A6500, I was able. There's not a plug-in. Like, you can download stuff to the Sony cameras. Yeah. And there was one where you can switch off the half-hour limit, because you could also switch off. You know how when you turned it on, it goes, if you're shooting on a PAL camera, but it's NTSC, like say you're shooting 24 frames a second, it goes, you're shooting in NTSC, and you have to switch it and close. Well, that turned all that off. So
that little warning that pops up.
Yeah,
shooting in PAL.
And you can switch that off. You might be able to do that on your camera. There's a little thing that you can, or just Google it, and it's there somewhere.
I will. I'll just Google it. Just Google it. So, chatting to my brother. All right, my brother is he's an audio designer. He lives in Vancouver in Canada.
I like the way you say audio designer, because basically that means sound guy. That's like saying gardener and landscape engineer.
Well, yes, all right, but he's not really a sound engineer, because sound engineers are more like...
No, it's sound guy. Like the guy that just holds a mic.
Yeah, but see, this is where he's not, because he's quite different in this, and this is the bit that makes him a bit different, that he designs his own. So, like, if you go to like Epidemic Sound and download all the sound effects, he also designs and creates sound effects like that himself. So he'll like, he goes out, he works on these like mountain bike films in Canada, and he travels around the world with these guys called Anthill Films, and they do all the stuff. But what his job is, he goes out on location with them and records all the natural Foley noises that you get picked up from mountain bikes riding, guys talking, he records interviews, does all that. Then when they finish their edit, he'll go back through it and create a whole new sound score. And sometimes that's using audio from the video that he's got, like the actual audio he's recorded at location. But sometimes he goes and recreates it all and like makes new sounds out of other weird shit to just sort of enhance that side of it. And then he designs a whole audio score that goes below. So what I'm getting at is he's very critical of this podcast.
It's
did
just
you
as
record
well.
this? Did you record that? How have you said that? When I told him how we were exporting audio, he said to me, I think I've just got coronavirus from reading that.
Well, you kind of think it's like, if you care about that, maybe you should get the coronavirus from reading that.
From just,
it's like
audio
I mean,
virus.
to be fair,
Audio
I've never met your brother. I'm sure he's a really nice guy. But like, you're talking to the wrong people if you think we care about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's enough to do this every day, sync it together, and just export it. Although we're getting pretty good at it now. But like, what is wrong? Okay, what is wrong with our audio?
I don't know. I think it sounds great. I think it sounds
amazing.
Great. He's just super anal. Plus, he's also listening to it. He's probably listening to it through some ridiculously high-tech surround sound speaker monitor system, and he's going, we're probably all in one ear. So I don't know. But anywho,
doesn't he know that when I mix this, I mix it in mono and then pan hard left on everything?
I'm pretty sure I'm recording. I am recording stereo input. Why? I have no idea. But anyway, that is. He's
because
also, by the way,
because that's what it default is.
Yeah.
That's what it
Mine
says
default stereo input. Also, he's deaf in one ear. Stick that one in your audio pipe and
it's
listen
weird.
to it.
Most sound guys that I've worked with are deaf in one ear, or just can't hear very well.
Mental.
It is crazy.
Maybe their other ear works really well. But anyway, that's not what I was getting at. After he criticized the audio, he then said to me, he has something he'd love to hear our thoughts on. So I was like, crack on.
Yeah.
So he sent me over a message, and just so you understand what my brother's like, if there's a thing that exists, he's not happy with it. Anything, ever. He's one of these guys that has to customize everything. Anything on the planet, doesn't matter what it is, right? If the Tesla brings out an electric car, he's not happy with the tires they've used. And I'm like, but they've solved the whole problem with fuel. Yeah, but I don't like the tires. If it's a prime example is he said to me here, did Apple get it wrong with the back button?
The what button?
The back button. And to explain what I mean by that, I run an iPhone 8 Plus, you're running a 10 or something like that, or 11.
I think so, yeah.
11, from the 6, or not even a 6, way back, completely. Actually, from the very beginning, Apple have never had a back button. Now, he has a Sony or something like that, and like Pamela's had other phones. Other phones are available. But they have a physical back button at the bottom. And he loves this. And this is a conversation we get into all the time. Because he's like, I hate Apple phones because they don't have a back button. And I'm like, what?
Moving back from what?
Exactly. So, like, say you go to a web browser, and you click a link, and you go through, and you want to go back. Like, there's a button in the bottom of the web browser to go back.
Well, it's in the top left. Yeah, there's one there. Whatever.
Somewhere there, right?
On there. Yeah.
And if you're going through the App Store or music tracks on Spotify or iTunes, whatever like that, there's a back button to go back to the window before. Or if you're on an app and you want to go back in your phone, you push the home button to go back, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But he has a physical back button on his phone. It drives him berserk, and I'm just like, I don't see the issue, fella. I have never had that issue, and his theory behind it is that by doing that, they've allowed people to create their own back buttons in the app, and they can put the back button wherever the hell they want in the app, so it's never in the same place. And I'm like, but then here at the same time, he's also complaining that he can't send stuff from his computer to his phone. And I'm like,
what phone is he using?
Some sort of Sony.
Ah, well, and does he use a Mac?
Yeah.
Does he know that AirDrop is hands down, along with the AirPods, one of the best things that Apple have ever made? When it works.
But he won't use that because there's no back button on the phone. And I'm like, but you've created... So I'll be like, well, why don't you use... So exactly a classic example. He's never happy with anything. I'll be like, see if you just didn't use that Sony and just used an Apple iPhone, then you could just AirDrop that shit straight from your thingy onto your phone. And he goes, but there's no back button on the phone. I'm like, yeah, but you could just deal with that shit and AirDrop stuff. And he's like... How
many times have you used a back button? Because to be honest, the only time I use a back button... Yeah, no, I don't, but as in like the back function. Because it's when I
Web
use
browser,
it,
maybe?
like a web browser. Yeah, but all web browsers have a back button, so that's like doesn't count. But like,
Yeah.
if I ever want to get to another app, I just go to the home screen, or now you can just, I don't know if you can do this on your phone. Wait, you just swipe up, or is it swipe up, and you just go to whatever app you want to go to.
The fact that you can't remember what it is he's gonna be watching it going, oh, that's what I'm talking about. That bloody back button. But I don't know what a back button's for anymore, because I'm going through Instagram and YouTube and stuff, and I'm like, there's no back button like on Instagram. I don't need to use it because it's just like it's there. Here is that thing posted to Instagram.
What, the episode 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's up.
Oh, it is sick.
We've already had like 100 people share it and comment on it because we're really good with engagement.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just quite fun.
Silence.
So I was looking at it there. I had to do that thing to cheat it. But I just don't understand the issue. And the dude is relentless with stuff like this. He like, do you know, one day I went to buy gloves with him for winter. Took him an hour and a half to buy a pair of gloves, just winter gloves, because he was going through like just all sorts of shops, back and forth, back. He says, thinking people can just press the home button to go back, but now every app has to include it in their design. Not on Android; it's always in the same place. You know,
there are. I just. Oh my god! What? I mean, you could get like a bit existential about it and go, you should never be looking back, always forward.
Is that solving the problem, though? Is it a problem? If you're listening to this podcast, right, or watching it, if you're watching this podcast, comment below. Do you think Apple got it wrong with the back button, or do you not? Do you even know? Are you even conscious that there's a thing called a back button?
But the thing is, when
he said to me,
doing,
I was like, "What are you talking about?"
What he's doing there is loading the question, assuming that Apple are wrong. It's like, did Apple get it right by not having a back button?
Yeah, that's more important. I think they did. I think they removed the function that we didn't need.
Do Apple care what?
Apple care?
What? Do Apple care what your brother thinks?
Absolutely not.
No,
absolutely not. And he couldn't even airdrop them his issues because he's using a Sony. You know,
apparently the Sony cameras are very good. Like I'm quite interested in the new Sony iPhone. A Sony iPhone.
Oh my god, some sort of hybrid.
Oh no, definitely. It's got a back button that's kind of mutated. Into a down button.
It's a bit odd. So I mean, I don't get it. I just like, not a problem. I'm alright without my back button. Thanks very much.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, so the answer is no. We don't care.
We don't give a shit. Let us know what you think. I prefer. Yeah. I don't care. I'm indifferent. I don't need a back button. Personally, I prefer not having the buttons. I like the home button. But while we're on the topic of buttons,
okay,
you have the new iPhone, so it doesn't have the home button.
No.
I have the home button. Now, is there any sort of button at all on yours, or is it all swipe up?
It's all touch screen.
Okay. So there's this bit that really kills me when the iPhone goes dead. So maybe you've forgotten this feeling, but there's this thing, and if you have an iPhone before the 10, all right, the one with the actual physical button, I'm showing people my button. Bye. Oh, there it is there. Have a feel. Do you want to have a look at that?
Yeah.
So
what's that fluff in it? Yeah.
Toe jam. So there's this bit, right, where you push the button and you can feel it go bup, bup.
What's that
called?
That. It's a vibrate thing.
It's got a cooler name than that. If you know what the name is, comment below.
Oh, haptic.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm sure it is. Yeah.
But then the phone dies, goes completely flat, and then the button that you push, that you feel is a button, does nothing.
You know, it's because it's not actually a button.
I know, but it makes me feel sick.
You know, it's like getting onto escalators when they don't move.
Yes.
That's what it's like.
Exactly
you
the
get
same
on,
feeling.
And even though you go, they look like stairs, and I know what they are, but I'm going to walk on them, and you still get that kind of thing.
And
as
then
you get on,
and
it's
then
like
every step's like the most difficult, like lifting your knee. I think because they're like higher than a regular step, based on nothing. Yeah, based on nothing. But just my opinion. But legit, that feeling of stepping onto an escalator or a travelator and it not moving is the same feeling as when you push the home button on an iPhone when it's flat. Do you know my stomach just goes a little bit?
You know what that is as well, like that. Because I remember when I had that phone, and you turn it off or it crashes and that happens. It's the utter panic because it's like you suddenly, when it first happens as well, you suddenly realize, oh, that's not actually a button.
Yeah.
And that's a bit mind-blowing because everyone talks about haptic and all that stuff, and you don't really well, I personally didn't really understand it until I lost it. It's like, you don't know what you've got until it's gone, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so once the haptic thing goes, oh shit, that's not an actual button. No. My phone is fucking 6 feet under right now. It's like it might as well be dead, finished. Yeah. It's like, can I resuscitate this?
Can you imagine if they removed that button on the side, that on-off button? Like volume button, I could deal with.
Yeah.
I could deal with the volume button going. I could deal with the silencing button on the side that locks it. But imagine if they removed the and you had to do everything through the thumbprint. Well, don't even start. It's like
imagine if you could never turn your phone off. Like
it would crash though. This is the thing. It's kind of why I don't like. It's why I don't like the little bar on the top touch bar on the MacBook Pro. Because first off, it annoys me that there's no escape key.
Escape key?
Yeah, the escape key.
There's no Control-Alt-Delete but on a phone.
It's there, but no, it's been on a MacBook. What's more annoying is I use this cheap remote keyboard. I'm showing the folks my remote keyboards, and there's there's a function button that turns a button into escape. So to use Control-Alt-Escape, I have to hit Control-Alt-Function random button.
Right. Okay.
So I've kind of got used to the stupidity of that, but there's just this bit, like when the iPhone crashes, where you realize you're not in control of that. It's not a real button. And
do you know what it is? You know what the other panic side of that is? Have you noticed now that you can, when I leave the house, if I've forgotten my wallet, it's not really a problem.
Yeah.
If I've forgotten, I don't know, my AirPods, not really a problem. Even my house keys. Because people have them that I can go and pick them up from, or I just have to wait for Yasmin. If I leave my phone at home, oh my God, the anxiety and panic that induces is unbearable.
It is, isn't it? Why are we like that?
Well, because it has everything on it. It has like all your bank details, all your like notes, all your emails, all your work, all your music, all your videos, everything. And financial stuff as well, because you can pay and tap and all that stuff with the new phones anyway. Yeah. And it's like, that is fear-inducing, to be quite honest. And it's like, and I actually wanted to do maybe a video that will probably never happen, or maybe a podcast that will never happen, of like going out and only using my phone for a day. Like literally no wallet at all. I can only use Apple Pay and, tapping on my phone.
How far would you get though? Have you not got a limit? 30? Or is it just on a purchase?
I think it's up to 50 now on the phone. But what's interesting now...
Is that per tap, or is that in a 24-hour period?
No, it's 30 per tap. Or it's 50 per tap, I think.
That'd be fine then.
It certainly was 30. But unless you're not making big purchases, you're fine. So if you need to get home, you can. And what's really cool now is, because I know this blew your mind when you came over to London, that you can actually use your phone or your... Oh, actually, it was your card.
Debit card.
Just to tap to go onto the underground. Now you can use your phone. You used to have to either put your phone here and press the button if you have one, or now you used to have to put it over and then it would do the face recognition. Now you just do this, hold it over, and it automatically recognizes it because it's such a low amount. They're not fussed. Nice. So I literally just hold my phone over the little bit now and it goes ding, which is one of the best sounds in the world. And it's funny, it's this sound where you're spending money, and it's they've really gone to town on that noise.
Yeah, you're right though.
And I love that noise
as well. It's the feeling on the hand as well, because the whole phone is it's like it's like
when you buy an app,
coins on the ground.
Yeah, it's like when you get an app and it goes bing, and you're like, I've spent money, but I feel so good.
I know. See, the nice thing about London is that you can do that. I was blown away when I went over, because you can just tap in and out of the trains. It works that it caps it at a certain price for you. You tap on a bus. I don't know. You tap on a bus and there's just a rate, and that's it. Yeah. And you can go as long as you want in one direction. Is that right? Or for an hour and a half or something like that.
No. What happens? I think if one bus is £1.50, or it was at the time, I think, and then they introduced this thing where you can actually if you do 2 journeys within 1 hour, it's still £1.50. So, say if you get on...
But you still tap your card twice, but it obviously just does the math.
But it understands, and it goes, well, you got on at 11, but then you got on the next bus at 11:30, so that's still the same journey, if you know what I mean.
Mind blown.
But
how
if you
can
got
they
on at,
work
like,
that out? Because
they know what time you got on the bus.
I know that, right? But hold on, I got a screenshot here because you got to think about what's involved in that, all right? And please be the screenshot. Please say it's here, otherwise this is just going to be totally pointless. Oh, totally pointless.
Is this something else you're going to have to send me so we can show the audience again?
No, it was just something I was going to read, really.
Okay.
Okay.
But
while I'm finding it, the thing with the buses here is they fucking barely accept cash. Fuck it, honest to God, you can't use a debit card or your phone on transport here. The trains take them at the stations, but not on. Well, they take them on trains, but the signal drops literally every 5 seconds, and you can't use it on a bus. And if you go to Dublin, you have to only have coins.
Coins?
What do you think this is? Yeah, pure dirt.
Actual coins.
Actual physical. They won't accept a note. I tried to get on a bus one day and the guy was like,
can you tap
don't accept
on
notes. No.
What?
I mean, okay, I might need fact checked on that. I'm pretty sure you don't.
What?
Here's what I wanted to show you. All right. So I tried to write a message. So you think about the fact that the bus system, whatever it is, works that shit out. It knows you were here. It can work all that. And you think about how powerful our phones are and what they can do. All right. Yet I tried to write something to somebody as on a comment. I tried to write, "Thank you," praying hands. It definitely does. And I wrote the word definitely 5 times, and it kept giving. These were the options it gave me. It wouldn't write the word definitely because it had one letter wrong. Right. I got as far as DEFI. I don't know if that's right, but DEFI, is that right?
Definitely, it's the right. It's the good start.
So we're 4 letters in and we're correct, and these are the only options I was given. And if I try to write the word, it corrected to one of these: wedding, weddings, or Woodeffy.
What's the last one?
Woodeffy.
What? How do you spell that?
WDEFI. Focus on that, you get. I'll send you a screenshot of it. Woodeffy.
Oh, okay.
Woodeffy. And I was just like, this, definitely. And I went, wedding. I was like, delete. I wish I had a back button there. And I was like, back. Woodeffy. Weddings. No. Back. Woodeffy. Why? I'm not writing Woodeffy. Definitely. And then it just goes Woodeffy. And I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, I do wonder sometimes. The autocorrect on an iPhone is... It's sometimes the words you're like, when would I ever use that word?
Yeah.
Like, when? I didn't even know the word existed.
We've joked about the word ducking so many times. I've never wanted to write ducking. And it's and also I just wish it would work the context out. I wish you would just understand the context. Yeah. I'm just going to pause that 2 seconds and just carry on recording on the camera again.
Okay.
It's off.
We don't want any of the... what's it called? Any incidents like yesterday?
We definitely don't want that happening.
We definitely don't. Oh my God, that's the word, isn't it? We definitely don't want that to happen.
Maybe that's what it was doing. We definitely don't need that happening. But
is that why can't some ghetto speak or something?
Could be.
I don't know.
Why can't it work out context? Why can't it work out context? You know, like someone's just going, the weather today is fucking horrible, and it goes ducking. And I'm like, why? If I wrote, I'm fucking for apples, autocorrect to ducking. No problem with that. I get that assumption. But ducking horrible weather. No one's ever said that. No one ever wants to say it. And then I got, you just send me it. Ryan doesn't even autocorrect it back anymore. You just write ducking to me. And so what we just started doing.
No, and then the other day, I've given up with autocorrect. It's like now I'm at the point where I will just write, and if it makes no sense, it's like, well, that's it. It's fucking done. You have to work it out.
Because I actually tried to, I've got the point now on my phone where I'm just thinking, am I a geriatric? Have I got to that age where I think at a different speed or rate to the keyboard? Because, and I'm going to ask my sister this because she's way younger than me. Because if I'm 35, what are you, 47?
I'm 38.
You are not 38, are you?
Yeah.
Really?
I'm
I thought you were
39
way
this year.
son.
Way older than that. You know that photo we took of us at Niagara Falls is not real, right? just saying. If anyone follows this, they'll know what that means.
Stick that photo up.
There we go.
But yeah, sketchy looking. But yeah, the thing with that is that I legitimately write now, okay, and I'm writing stuff, and then I look at my message back, and I'm like, I wrote 30 words, 12 of which don't make any sense.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, how did I get that many wrong? And I've tried that little swipey thing. You know that way of like,
I
what's
can't
that
be doing
called?
that.
What's that called?
Yeah, the keyboard thing. Yeah, I can't be doing that.
No idea. Never gets it. It gets it 100% incorrect. I gotta write, hey Ryan, want to do this podcast? Swipe, 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 and it just writes chicken, bats, and donkey eggs. And I'm like, well, brilliant, send. And then you're like, huh? I'm like, that's that.
Chicken,
that's it.
bats, and donkey eggs. Isn't that the formula for coronavirus? I mean, that's it, really, isn't it?
That's how they started.
What did he do? He ate a chicken, ate a bat, and just had some dog eggs for dessert. Oh, and there we all are with coronavirus.
Yeah,
that's how it works.
So I don't know what the deal with that is, but recently I tried to write duck. Like I actually went to write, was down there, saw a duck, and it wrote fuck. And I sent it to like a group app with my parents in it, and they were like, saw fuck. And I was like, I just looked at the phone like, I'll beat you to death one of these days. And like, with all due respect to her, bless her wee socks, I fucking hate Siri.
Yeah.
Like I actually, it's the worst thing on the
planet.
planet.
Again, she's one of the. We were talking about this the other day. So when technology is like this close, to being really great, and it just isn't. And every now and then, I don't know if you noticed when you ever get like an iOS upgrade or you buy a new phone, you start using Siri and you're like, "Fuck me in the ear! This is amazing! She's finally been worked out." It. And then they do another little minor upgrade, and she loses it.
Yeah. Totally.
It's like asking her questions. Well, what fucks me off about Siri is like, we watched a film last night. I can't remember what it was. It was like, the Peanut Butter Falcon with Shia LaBeouf. And I was like, where was the Peanut Butter Falcon filmed?
Yeah,
and it
simple
goes,
question.
Here's what I found on the web. It's like, no, love, I do not want to know what you found on the web. I want you to fucking tell me. What?
Don't take that tone with Siri.
Why?
What did she find? Nothing. Just a web search.
No, she just goes, here's what I found on the web. And then gave me a bunch of done to web pages.
But she does that whenever you're driving. You're driving, you got the phones in there, and you think, this is great, I can work shit out. And Siri, tell me about this. Say you're in an area. What's 5 things that are interesting about this area that you're in? Yeah. Here's something I found on the web. You're like, bullshit, can't read that. I'm driving. Yeah. You know I'm driving. Because when I tried to fucking phone somebody earlier, you said
you're driving.
Oh, you're driving, so you know I'm driving. So fucking read out the search results.
No, exactly. That's what I'd like.
Seriously.
It's like I don't mind that. But it's actually it's handy when you need to do something like, what's 2055.35 divided by 8? She gets that right, and she'll tell you it.
Well, does she?
But here you go, and you can try that.
I've forgotten.
I don't know if you can try it right now because we're on the phone. So she probably can't handle the fact we're on the phone and do a complicated math sum.
Well, I said to her one day, like, just the phone to like this happens a lot.
Go back to that comment you made about like, that's a bit condescending. It's like, Siri can be a man as well.
I changed mine. Currently, Siri's a girl on mine, right? But I did change her to a South African guy. And then I just get him to say things, South African stuff. And then I actually, this sounds mental, by the way. This makes me sound like a lunatic. I just sometimes talk to Siri on the way home. Just me? Me? I mean, like, legit have a conversation. Like, I'll ask a question, and then it'll answer back, and then I'm like, interesting, right? And then tell me this. And then I'll be like, tell me a joke. Sometimes it works, yeah.
Does it usually end in you going, Siri, just go fuck yourself?
Yeah,
because it
normally ends with me swearing and screaming, and then Siri going, I don't know how to answer that.
And you're like,
how
about I throw you out the car window?
Yeah,
let's see how you deal with that.
Yeah, I always do. I always ask this one, hey Siri. Look, nonsense. Hey Siri. Hey Siri. Doesn't work when you're on a phone call. Dog eggs. Yeah. So I've asked a few times, why is it so useless? And it's just like, can't even answer that. I'm like, oh, I've asked it to uninstall itself so many times. Hey Siri, uninstall yourself in this phone. And it's like, I can't do that while you're driving. I'm like, you can't do that. Full stop, you dickhead. Not while I'm driving. But it's just, it just infuriates me. It's exactly one of those bits. But I'll do it where I'm like, hey Siri, phone David. And it goes, would you like to phone or text? And then I'm like, well, I did say phone, so let's go with phone. And it goes, who would you like to phone? I'm like, David, you twat. Were you not listening to anything? And then the problem is,
David, your twat isn't in your phone directory.
Yes. No, then it'll just go, phoning the doctors. And I'm like, don't fucking end call. Siri, end call. Siri, hello, hey Siri, hello Siri, can you end the call? And then it's like, hello, doctor's room. And I'm like, oh, fuck, sorry about that. End. And it's like, I hate Siri. I wish I could uninstall it.
Yeah,
you can. I can just like disable it.
I switch it up. Yeah, I switch mine off so I can't say hey Siri. I have to push the side button and then ask her a question because I can't be bothered with it. It's like when it gets to be really good, then I'll use it. Because actually, what I have found is much better now is the dictation. So if you're actually talking, because especially now we're all self-isolating at home. I'm having to use the internet and my phone a lot more. And I can't be fucked to write anything anymore, to be quite honest. Either I send a video message or I just dictate it. It's like typing, opposable thumbs, whatever. I don't need them.
Yeah, I'm over message. I'm over messaging with my fingers.
Yeah,
I just hold and record video. Just if someone messages me now, I just voice message them back, and they're like, "Oh, wasn't expecting that." Yeah, I'm like, "That's cool," but I ain't writing messages to anyone.
No,
get this, right? This is the message I get from my dad today.
Okay.
Fucking hell.
Seriously. Is it about the weather?
No, it's equally as dull. All right, my dad's so funny.
Oh, but go on.
He just sends the most.
Say this.
He just sends the funniest. He's a legend. He's just got a way about him. All right, that's just like infuriatingly funny. This is the message to a group called Family Banter. That's my brother and my sister. Yeah, that sort of bullshit. Just out of nowhere, he just writes. Free entry into all National Trust parks has now ended, as all parks are now closed. Exclamation mark, capital X. I was just like, didn't even know that was a thing. But thanks for the update. Like,
but what I like about that is that
like, why is he messaging that to the group? Just in case, it's not even part of a conversation that happened earlier in the group. Just, hey guys, here's an update from the national parks. Just
but it doesn't even make sense.
Super Dave.
Because it's like, why can't you just go, they're closed? Because whether it was, if they're free or you pay to get in them, they're still closed.
Yeah, well, in his defense, you had to pay to get in. Then, apparently a few days back, they opened them up and to encourage people to go outdoors. They were like, all our indoor stuff's shut, but if you go the outdoor ones, it's now free.
So fine, there was context.
Only
from a week ago.
No, but only context to him. Because I didn't know it was a thing. So he was just like, free access, now removed. Parks are closed. Wow. And I was like, cheers, Dave. Not sure what to do with that information. Appreciate it, though.
You now know what to do for that information.
Hadn't been to the park, didn't know where it was. But
it's
brilliant.
It's part of our podcast now.
Dad, if you're listening, thanks for that. That really entertained me this morning. Classic.
And now it's entertaining about 117 people.
The masses.
So there we go.
The absolute.
The masses.
Dude, it's nearly 40 minutes. We're done here. I've had enough.
Oh, geez, yeah. We're well over. So what okay, so let's just end it. And what was it? We were talking about topics. Any topics that people want to cover? If they've made it this far through the video,
this has been kind of entertaining.
Or maybe we should do a shorter story.
Well, no. If you're listening to this and you have something you'd like to hear our opinions on, by all means, drop it in the comments on Instagram. Fire us a DM on Instagram, and we'll chat about it. Not a Q&A. Or you could, whatever. Write whatever you want. We'll talk about it because that was kind of entertaining. Otherwise, we're going to talk about what we want to talk about. So, hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for listening.
Do you realise tomorrow is our 1 week birthday?
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, 7 days, isn't it? This is number 6. Tomorrow will be number 7. We would have lasted a whole week.
Oh, I can't believe. Not only living through the coronavirus, but also doing a podcast. Like a pair of
amazing.
Right, let's end this before it gets to 40. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. All the best.
See you later.